Well, we are back at the Big Top Flea Market on a Saturday morning. First, let me show you some of the new stuff that I got. First, we've got a NES arcade stick. I also was able to pick up some Intellivision games. We also have some PS1 games. That is also, you see some PS2 games, some decent titles in these. Got a few PS3 games, then some 360 games, and 3 Wii games. I gotta say, anytime I can find Bakugan, I pick it up because it's a really good seller actually for $4. Well guys, when we start selling stuff and get this place all set up, we'll let you know. Alright guys, this is my first update for this morning on Saturday. We sold a single DVD for $2, another single DVD for $2, and then I sold Kirby's Avalanche for the Super Nintendo, Jaws for the NES, and a Game Genie for the Genesis for $12. Guys, the next time we sell anything, I will let you know. Boy, it's really getting hot out here today, and I've done pretty good so far as well. We've sold a GameCube console, just the console. He had all the hookups and things because his broke. I sold that to him for $25. I sold him a Genesis 2 bundle. It came with 2 controllers, the hookups, and I let him pick a $5 game. That was $30. I then sold a single DVD for $2. Then the gentleman, the kid come back and bought 2 more Genesis games from me. He bought Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 Loose for $12 and Batman Returns Complete in Box for $7. Guys, it's like I said, it's really picking up out here. If I sell anything, I'll let you know. Man, it is really getting hot out here today. I did sell a few more things. We sold My Sims for the DS for $4. I sold a DVD for $2. Then the girl came back and bought My Sims Castaways for $4 as well for the DS. I sold Sonic 1 and 2 complete in box for $12. I sold 2 comics for $6, and then 6 comics, the dollar ones for $6. And then we sold 1 DVD for $2, guys. It is about 2 o'clock now. If I sell anything else, guys, I will come back and let you know. Alright guys, you can see I am back home now. I'm kind of tired and sore, but today we did $142, which is actually pretty darn good for a Saturday. We had one final sell. A lady bought 6 DVDs for $10, so that adds right on top. I want to at this time go over something that I bought earlier this week. I'm really happy that I got it. It's something I've been looking at getting for quite a while for my iPad. That is, it's the iCade Core. Basically, it allows me to put my iPad in the cradle and it connects via Bluetooth and allows me to have an arcade style joystick to play some of my games. Not all of them work, but I mean, I own the Midway Greatest Hits, I own the Atari Pack, arcade and Atari 2600 games, so all of those actually work with it, and that is friggin' awesome. It's so much better to play those games with this stick than it is trying to do some kind of motion controls or yeah, it's just not, the virtual joystick on the iPad's just not that good. I got this at GameStop. It was like $16. I thought that was a pretty good deal. Next, I want to also talk about a Kickstarter project. I promised everybody that I would talk about it once it finally launched, and a couple of days ago it did launch. That is Seven Dragon Saga. Paul Murray, David Shelley, and a whole bunch of the old SSI guys. They brought this game out. It is a tactical strategy RPG. Plays a lot like the Gold Box series, as well as Wizard's Crown. Of course, Paul Murray, who's one of the co-creators of Wizard's Crown and Eternal Dagger its sequel. So guys, I will leave in the description below, I will leave a link to the Kickstarter project for that. You can go check it out. They've got a little bit of video up on the game, what it's going to look like. It looks pretty darn cool. So come back, and on Sunday we'll have another video, hopefully. Alright guys, we are back out here on a Sunday. Kind of overcast. It was kind of hot earlier, but it's starting to cool off a little bit. So if we sell anything, guys, I'll let you know. I am now going to show you something I hadn't showed you before. It's basically our 1,000 DVDs that we recently got in. I'm just going to kind of browse them and scan them so you guys can see what we got. guys. It's like 2 o'clock and it has just been busy as heck here. That's just when I'm doing the first update, and it's also been super busy. Did a really big trade. First we're going to go over a few things. I sold one of my regulars, came by. He is modifying his Super Nintendo to play Super Famicom games, so he picked one of those up. Don't really know the names. I couldn't pronounce it. It's kind of a horror visual novel game. He paid $5 for that. I sold 2 of my wife's candles for $6. I sold Winks for the DS for $5. Then the gentleman who traded in, I gave him about $80. It was about 150 Atari 2600 games with a few 5200 games and a few 7800 games. There was also about 20 Intellivision games mixed in. He gave me a multi-tap for the PlayStation boxed. I got a copy of Call of Duty Ghosts for the PS4. So basically, and also I got like an Atari computer. It was the XE game system, just the base console, and a couple cassette recorders. I gave him $80 for that. He turned around and bought Sonic the Hedgehog boxed, Street Fighter 2 Special Edition for the just loose cart for the Genesis. They got 3 DVDs. He also picked up my Legend of Zelda for the NES. He picked up a NES case, the arcade stick, the NES arcade stick I had. He picked that up. He picked up Breath of Fire for the Super Famicom loose, Street Fighter 2 for the Super Famicom, Earthworm Jim for the Super Nintendo, and Eternal Champions complete in box. Then we had somebody pick up 3 DVDs for $5. They also picked up Elebits for the Wii loose for $3. Then one of my regulars came by. He works on computers and video game systems. I had a broken Coco 1 Tandy Color computer. I wanted 24. I let him have it for 15 because he can actually hopefully get it up and working. He also, the Atari 2600 games that we just picked up, he picked up Missile Command for 2, Real Sports Boxing for 2, Frogger for 2, Blackjack, Bridge, Towering Inferno, all of those were 2 each. He also picked up a ColecoVision. It was having some issues, so I went ahead and let him have that for 20. And then we sold a DVD for 2, guys. We're at about, I don't know, about $185 right now, so it's been a really good day. It's only 2, so who knows what the next hour and a half is going to bring us. If I sell anything, I'll let you know. All right, guys, I'm back home. Thank God it is kind of late, but we kind of just took a little bit of time off and went and saw a movie. I did had a few more sales before we came back home. I sold Kingdom Hearts for the PS2 for $5. I know that's kind of low, but the price on that's kind of dropped recently. I sold a copy of Phineas and Ferb Rides again for the DS for $5. I sold a copy of the Smurfs for the DS for $4. I sold 5 comics for $5. I sold Flat Out for $3. Interesting story here. The gentleman who bought this used to set up a few years ago in the center of the flea market where I'm trying to get now and where the main video game reseller is at. He says you can do pretty good once you get in there, so hopefully soon a spot will open up. And then I sold a copy of The Sims 3 for $12 for the PS3. That brings today's total to $190, which is awesome, and the 2-day total up to $332, which is still our best day yet, 2-day total as far as setting up at this flea market. Well, guys, thanks again for watching.